the psychiatrist recently again.
Out
my
here?
psychiatrist out here, she diagnosed me as bipolar 1.
Because you had an episode?
Yeah, I had 2.
2 episodes.
During the 16 years.
But out here now, how long ago was the last one?
The last one was probably the postpartum suicide attempt.
Okay.
And then one a few months ago.
Okay, but the postpartum is a postpartum depression,
it's a different one,
right?
Yeah.
And a few months ago, what happened?
Dr. Joe, I haven't been sleeping for 3 months. I've been sleeping for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So Evan worked for me. He knows it. Like when do I text you?
All night. I get text from her at midnight, 3 a.m., 6 a.m., 10 p.m.
Like how frequent? It's like daily, right? Daily.
Huh?
It's daily.
Yeah.
But they make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I would have all the energy in the world at daytime.
Yeah.
It's all
Well, I watch you ping pong across the country in the last couple of months. I mean, I was like, well, an average person looks at that and goes, how do you do that?
On 2 hours of sleep every day.
Yeah.
It's been 3-4 months.
Talk about Evan didn't die.
I almost died.
No, he almost died?
No, me, no.
Evan didn't die. Yeah, Evan is fat and he's Mexican. He's going to live
right.
resilient.
Right. I told me he's a Louis C.K. Mexican.
That's nice. That's a compliment. That's
right?
Very compliment.
Because Louis C.K. is a white Mexican. And,
that's awesome.
And he's actually
is Tom also a white Mexican?
Who?
Segura? Tom Segura?
No, he's a white, what is it?
Peruvian.
Yeah, Peruvian, right.
Peruvian don't think they are Mexicans.
They're not.
They're Latinos.
Well,
White
think
Latino.
about it this way. Let's get off. This is an intense topic, so I'm going to back off it for a second and talk about racism.
Okay.
Because nobody's more racist within a particular ethnicity.
Oh, for sure, Dr. Drew.
I see your stand-up.
Yeah.
But Hispanic culture is the same thing. Central Americans, each one hates each other. The South Americans, the Mexicans, everybody hates everybody. Yeah.
Don't like them.
Yeah. And then Chinese,
Japanese, Korean. There's different hating system, and then the Filipino comes. We're like, no,
a different hating system.
Yeah.
There's some system of hate.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel better. I feel like I cleansed my pile a bit because this is intense stuff, and I want to be able to get through this. Okay. So the good news, the great news is this is a highly, highly, highly treatable condition, right?
Thank God.
Are you being treated?
Yes.
Do you feel
it's been different. It's for the first time in my life.
Yeah.
In probably, I went to the gym a few times when I was hypomanic when I was in Kentucky to compete for a bodybuilding competition. So I was going to the gym for 2 months straight just for that. But then I stopped. So I stopped taking care of myself for my whole life after I was a teenager. After I got on lithium, it's the first time I started to go to the gym. Start to work out, actually consistent. Yoga, gym, and actually wanting to do it. I wanted to do things I normally would hate. I wanted to spend time with my son. I'll do it because I have to, but now I do it because I want to.
Nice.
I don't feel like if I spend 2 hours with him in the library, I'm going to lose my career. Before, I think if I spend 2 hours in the library with him without working, I had to quit comedy.
So that's one of the features of workaholism, right?
Oh, yeah.
Which is not just the excessive working, but also the fear that if I stop, I don't know what will happen. Everything will collapse.
Yeah.
So that's that, right?
Alcoholic. I'm an alcoholic, workaholic.
Are you an alcoholic?
I think alcoholism I use it to meditate my bipolar disorder. When I'm depressed, I drink. And when I'm really high and just like agitated, I drink. And I don't really drink to go on stage. I drink by myself in my room.
That's healthy.
To sleep. And then I drink myself to sleep.
Okay. I'm not quite sure what that is. Given your family history, I worry that's alcoholism.
But not my father.
I'm
not my father. I'm definitely not my dad.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
Him, but
the workaholism, with the trauma and the bipolar, I mean, workaholism can kick in a lot of different contexts, right? So a lot going on. So you said lithium. Is that what you're being treated with now?
Yeah. Hi guys, I'm Jiaoying Summers. Welcome back to Tiger Milf podcast. Today is very special. I have the best guest in the world here, but we're gonna start with something stupid because I'm a Chinese lady who speaks Chinese. Dr. Zhu. We have Dr. Drew in the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Drew.
Is that the stupid part? Me? No. Okay.
What is
No. We're going to start with something stupid. We have Dr. Drew.
No. The stupid part is I'm going to tell the world what Drew means in Chinese.
Oh, it's got to be something bad.
Drew in Chinese means Drew. Drew means pig.
Oh, nice.
But
how do you say it?
Drew.
Drew?
Yeah, Drew means pig.
Drew. It's like a J sound?
Drew, means
Drew.
pig. But
Okay.
Andrew means Andrew means I am.
But
A
Andrew's
pig.
not my name.
Yeah, Andrew is I'm a pig.
It's not my name. I'm just pig.
Drew is just pig. But
Yeah.
pig is good in the Chinese zodiac. They are loyal. They are blessed. They always manage to have money and fortune and beautiful women come to them without doing anything.
Thus our friendship.
Yeah, zodiac. So your Chinese zodiac, Drew is like the pig is the most blessed sign. Yeah, also Annie
that.
Letterman is also a pig.
What is?
Annie Letterman, she's also a pig.
I talked to her yesterday, strangely enough.
Yeah, so she found out she's a pig and she knows how blessed she is. She's like,
But
okay.
pig because of when she was born?
Yeah, the year where she's
So
born.
I'm just called the pig. Okay. And what is the year that is pig? I wonder if I'm also born in pig.
Yeah, do you want to check?
Yeah,
about it?
58. Long time ago.
Yeah, so.
But I love the new studio. I love
Thank you.
We got to meet your mom and
Oh, which one? Which one? One is my maid, one is my mom. Can you tell the difference?
I don't
can't.
know. It's beneath.
It's just the maid.
Oh,
The,
well,
the prettier
neither,
one is a maid.
neither
the pre-
speak a word of English. It's
The
okay.
better looking one is a maid.
So
1958 is the year of the dog.
Oh, dog is good.
okay, good.
Yeah, dog is good.
So I'm pig in the year of the dog.
They're gonna eat you in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How dare you? It's not been proven. Fact check this woman. Fact check her.
Is we had a really one of the most powerful episode on my podcast in 100 episodes. It's
Yes.
when Dr. Drew got on the pod and talked about my trauma and my struggle with my mental health.
Well, we more talked about your story, your timeline, and all the things that happened that were pretty intense and traumatic. As I walked away from it, the stuff that, even though I already kind of knew about your mom and her stuff, I feel like what we really got into was the stuff about your dad and his work environment. That was new for me. And it sounded rough.
Yes.
Yes.
So something happened a few months ago.
Mm.
This is not new. I've been battling this for, I remember when I was 16, I got in high school. I did well, but one day I just don't want to go to school. And the next day I was still staying in bed. And then I told my mom I'm sick. I don't want to go anywhere. So she got the doctor, came to see me and
At home.
And he just checked. He didn't think I have a flu. He asked if I have a migraine. I said, I don't. I just don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to eat. I haven't been eating for 4 or 5 days.
Did this happen suddenly, or did he sort of fall into it slowly?
Slowly.
Had something happened that brought you there?
I don't know. Everything has been very traumatic. So it's like every day. Nothing really crazy happened. It just when I think after I got my period, after a few years, I got my period when I was 14. After a few years, I just got sadder and sadder. I was a very happy girl, even though life was not very easy. I remember it was
Because
just
you were taken out of the dumpster.
yes, yeah, very lucky. So I remember I couldn't get off my bed. I don't want to do things I like to do, and
Did you think about hurting yourself?
no, I just wanted to be left alone without any responsibility. I don't want to go to school anymore. The sad thing is that the doctor asked that I think maybe she has too much pressure in school. She does not want to go to school. But I do well in school. I just did very well. I should be going to school because I was very good in school. I would be ranked the top 3 in school. I'm ashamed of my bad grade.
And did your mom push that top 3 isn't good enough?
Obviously, it's not good
Yeah,
enough. Yeah,
yeah.
she says you are not number 1. You are winning. Number 2, you are the first one who committed suicide if you come back with number 2. So I couldn't get off bed. I don't know why. And the doctor said she's not sick. She didn't want to go to school. Then my father got drunk one day. And my mom's like, let her stay in bed for a week. Then we can take her to school. But I think my dad got really drunk and he went to my room. He just grabbed my hair and dragged me out. Said, you are lazy. You are lazy. You have to go to school. So he basically forced me to go to school that day.
So that was a morning. He was drunk in the morning and he came in?
He's drunk. He's always drunk, but always in the afternoon he'd be sleeping on the couch. But that day he was more like active drunk, not like passed out. So he's like, "You are lazy. You have to go to school." So he dragged my hair. So I went to school. I couldn't function. I cried all day, and I came back home. I told my mom, "I can't go to school. I need to take a month." And she said, "You are lazy. This is high school. This is your future. You can't do this." So I was forced to go to school, and I didn't want to. So I stopped studying. I just sit there without studying anything.
Is this when the boy came into the picture too? You had
that was right before the boy.
This was right before the boy.
The boyfriend. I mean, he wasn't my boyfriend. He didn't want to date me. I fell in love with him. Then I started writing him love poetries and stuff.
Right.
But he wasn't interested. He liked my friend who's whiter than me and skinnier. He didn't make things better. I lost interest in school. I didn't drop, but grade didn't go suffer as much because a week before I would have those hypomaniac episodes, just up all night and study, and then I do good. Because if I do bad grade, my life is over. My mom's gonna
So you were having these sort of low grade manic episodes, and then you fell into a depressive episode.
Yes.
Was your dad bipolar also?
My grandmother was
bipolar. His mother?
My mother's side.
Mother's mother.
Yeah, my father's side are in charge of the alcoholism.
Right.
They are very good at it.
I think you escaped that gene though. But what happens when you escape the gene, you end up being attracted to alcoholics.
Yes. Yeah.
Have you have a history of dating people with that problem?
Yes. Yes. So grandma, my mom, she's crazy. We all know that. Evan knows it for sure. She would be yelling at me for no reason. But my grandmother we all know that she had 5 children. She's very hardworking. And one day she just ran out of the house naked.
That's full mania. Yeah.
She went into a full mania.
Yeah.
My grandpa quit his job and took care of her. Then she confined into a nun, which my grandpa died, and she started to meditate. She became a Buddhist really, really religious. And she meditated every day, and she was able to maintain her sanity. I had no idea I was bipolar, but I was never happy after I hit my teenage years. It was just the days of I also speak very fast because my mind, my thoughts are racing. It's fast, and I just don't remember life being happy anymore. I stopped doing things.
Even today,
it's hard.
It's hard to be happy. Do you think that's the mood disturbance, or do you think it's the trauma, or is it both?
The mood swing. It's not even mood swing. The mood change, mood disorder is very tough for me to be happy. The trauma on top of it is making things very difficult. So I really don't live anymore. I remembered I used to write, paint, do calligraphy. Happy actually, like to take a walk to the field and just look at the beautiful stuff, or running around catching dragonflies as a young girl. But after that happened,
what happened? I mean, the mood disturbance.
Yeah. I was not eating for a week, and my mom was like, "You are gaining weight, so it's good you are not eating." So I lost weight actually. I was a little chubby. She goes, "You can't afford to be chubby. You are not attractive." So thank God I lost weight. I don't think I'm ever happy again, but I have this very, very aggressive ambition. I have to become extraordinary, or there's nothing left for me. It's only death.
Well, I see the seriousness of that determination, right? But when I look into your eyes, I see that, but I don't see sadness. Is that because you're just not sad right now?
I think I'm numb.
Numb.
I've been numb. I don't do things that I enjoy anymore. I only do things that's going to result in a success. I don't do things to take care of my soul anymore. To take care of my soul, like take a break or take a walk, go to the gym, or
you won't do that.
No,
because you got to stay on track with the work.
Yeah. I don't even want to read a book to my son because it's going to waste my time.
Yeah. And do you think is that hypomania now too?
that's why I want to talk to you is that I finally, after 16 years, I finally decided to get
some help.
Medication. I finally started to take
Congratulations.
lithium. I didn't want to. So when I was in China, the doctor in Beijing diagnosed me as bipolar 1. And my mom said, you don't have it. Your grandma is naked running around.
Oh,
you never do that. You never do that.
And to be fair, I think he probably, I'm going to bet that so far you're bipolar 2, right? Technically you're bipolar, unless you've had acute manic.
I had something bad happen, and my psychiatrist, I have more episodes happened during the years that the psychiatrist recently, again, psychiatrist out here, she diagnosed me as bipolar 1.
Because you had you had an episode?
Yeah, I had 2.
2 episodes.
During the 16 years.
But out here now, how long ago was the last one?
The last one was probably the postpartum suicide attempt.
Okay.
And then one a few months ago.
Okay, but the postpartum is a postpartum depression,
it's a different one,
right?
Yeah.
And a few months ago, what happened?
Dr. Joe, I haven't been sleeping for 3 months. I've been sleeping for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So Evan worked for me. He knows it. Like when do I text you?
All night. I get text from her at midnight, 3 a.m., 6 a.m., 10 p.m.
Like how frequent? It's like daily, right? Daily.
Huh?
It's daily.
Yeah.
But they make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I would have all the energy in the world at daytime.
Yeah. Well, I watch you ping pong across the country in the last couple of months. I mean, I was like, well, an average person looks at that and goes, how do you do that?
2 hours of sleep every day.
Yeah.
It's been 3-4 months.
Talk about Evan didn't die.
I almost died.
No, you almost died?
No, me, no.
Evan didn't die. Yeah, Evan's fat and he's Mexican. He's going to live
right.
resilient.
Right. I told me he's a Louis C.K. Mexican.
That's nice. That's a compliment. That's
right?
Very compliment.
Because Louis C.K. is a white Mexican.
That's awesome.
And he's actually
is Tom also a white Mexican?
Who?
Segura? Tom Segura?
No, he's a white, what is it?
Peruvian.
Yeah, Peruvian, right.
Peruvian don't think they're Mexicans.
They're not.
They're Latinos.
Well, think about it this way. Let's get off. This is an intense topic, so I'm going to back off it for a second and talk about racism.
Okay.
Because nobody's more racist within a particular ethnicity.
Oh, for sure, Dr. Drew.
I see your stand-up.
Yeah.
But Hispanic culture is the same thing. Central Americans, each one hates each other. The South Americans, the Mexicans, everybody hates everybody. Yeah.
Don't like them.
Yeah. And then Chinese,
Japanese, Korean, there's different hating system. And then the Filipino comes, we're like, no.
A different hating system.
Yeah.
Some system of hate.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel better. I feel like I cleansed my pile a bit because this is intense stuff. And I want to be able to get through this. Okay. So the good news, the great news is this is a highly, highly, highly treatable condition, right?
Thank God.
Are you being treated?
Yes.
Do you feel
it's been different. It's for the first time in my life.
Yeah.
In probably, I went to the gym a few times when I was hypomanic when I was in Kentucky to compete for a bodybuilding competition. So I was going to the gym for 2 months straight just for that. But then I stopped. So I stopped taking care of myself for my whole life after I was a teenager. It's the first, after I got on lithium, it's the first time I started to go to the gym. Start to work out, actually consistent. Yoga, gym, and actually wanting to do it. I wanted to do things I normally would hate. I wanted to spend time with my son. I'll do it because I have to, but now I do it because I want to.
Nice.
I don't feel like if I spend 2 hours with him in the library, I'm going to lose my career. Before, I think if I spend 2 hours in the library with him without working, I had to quit comedy. So
that's one of the features of workaholism, right?
Oh, yeah.
Which is not just the excessive working, but also the fear that if I stop, I don't know what will happen. Everything will collapse.
Yeah.
So that's that, right?
Alcoholic. I'm an alcoholic, workaholic.
Are you an alcoholic?
I think alcoholism I use it to meditate my bipolar disorder. When I'm depressed, I drink. And when I'm really high and just like agitated, I drink. And I don't really drink to go on stage. I drink by myself in my room.
That's healthy.
To sleep. And then I drink myself to sleep.
Okay. I'm not quite sure what that is. Given your family history, I worry I worry that's alcoholism.
But not my father.
I'm
not my father. I'm definitely not my dad.
Yeah, it's
I don't
a different
want to be
thing.
him.
But the workaholism, with the trauma and the bipolar, workaholism can kick in a lot of different contexts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot going on. So you said lithium. Is that what you're being treated with now?
Yeah.
And why did they choose lithium? Do you know? Oh, I know.
She wanted to balance my mood. She wanted to.
Did she give you choices?
She gave me. I have another pill. I can't pronounce the
Depakote?
name. Quetiapine.
Right now, you have that.
Quetiapine.
You have no quetiapine also now?
Right now, because she was trying to bring me down from the hypomania.
Right. Get you to sleep too.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
She think the locking of sleep is not going to be
No.
good because you can't think straight.
Right. The other name for that medicine is Seroquel.
I see. I just decided to take care of I enjoy working
So here's the thing about bipolar that remember, I worked in a psychiatric hospital for many years, but I'm an internist by training. And so because I'm not a psychiatrist per se, one of the things my judgment doesn't give me, but your psychiatrist gets from all their training, is how long and how aggressive before you get this thing really to land. Because it really will land. You'll feel so much more comfortable when you get it really sort of poof. You're still going to have the trauma and you're still going to have the workaholism. That's all going to be, the spinniness is going to be there, but the mood will stabilize. Your thinking will slow down. Your ability to sleep will be restored. It really, you'll feel a lot better. But you got to kind of give it time to settle.
Probably 4 weeks.
You've been on 4 weeks on this?
I think lithium is slow. Quetiapine is fast.
Yes.
So she wanted to take me off quetiapine after the lithium in my
kicks in.
Yeah. And we're on a low dose, 150.
Of lithium carbonate or escalith or something? What?
Carbonate.
Lithium carbonate.
So
150 once a day?
Yeah.
That's very low.
Yeah, so it actually already helping. I think
What
you
said you were also on lithium before in China?
No, I never got on medication. My mom said, "You are not crazy. Grandma was crazy."
No, that's what misery for you.
Yeah, so she said, "You are not crazy. You are normal. Grandma's crazy. You don't run out naked. Don't."
You're not crazy enough.
Yeah.
You're not as crazy as grandma.
Yeah, you
could get there because that's what bipolar does sometimes.
It gets worse.
It gets worse, and it also gets better. It lands. It's like a feedback loop. It escalates up, and then when you get it under control, it kind of settles, and then it stays settled oftentimes. So you should look forward to feeling a lot better.
Thank God.
Does that scare you from the standpoint of your workaholism?
I'm afraid that I would lose my creativity, which is a big debate in the community.
In the bipolar community?
Yeah. How
are you going on chat rooms or something?
No.
Well, where do you come in contact with the bipolar community?
Reddit and stuff.
Yeah. No, it's the people's. You're not going to have crazy thoughts when you're landed, right? When you're manic, you have crazy thoughts. And if that's what somebody's a sense of creativity.
I want to speed. That's what happened. I pressed down. It was, I had 6 things that's really miserable happened to me. We have this promoter who steal all my money. Evan knows it was awful. And then I had leaving a manager who I really loved, who I really thought is my family, and didn't work out. For me, leaving someone I love is traumatizing because anyone I work with, I love them. If I don't love you, I won't work with you. And for me to leave someone I love is very sad for me. And I don't want to be the person who want to leave, but to a point, I had no choice. I had to do it. And for me, leaving somebody I truly believed and loved, it just broke my heart. And then
you're also very loyal.
I'm very loyal. It's very difficult for me. And then my ex-husband was doing something super crazy, getting me in financial, taking my money and my property.
Back when you were married to him?
Actually, recently, something bad happened with my property and some
Why is he still
legal
involved?
battle.
Why is he?
We were involved in a company together, and he made some mistakes that I was also the co-owner, so I had to be in charge of some of the damages and a lot of money, millions of RMB, like $1 million. So that's a lot of stuff that I should not be involved, but somehow I had to deal with it. And it just, and something just hit me and was not sleeping for 3 months. And I just got into a really dangerous state. I knew I cannot do anything. I need to be taken care of.
Yeah.
But I still decided to drive.
Uh-oh.
And I want to speed. I knew I'm going to speed. I'm going to get this out. So I crashed my car. The car is totaled. But
This
if you
is
see
out
the
here?
car, we have to show.
This was here?
Dr. Drew. Yeah, the car is totaled. If you see the car, you just be like, you're gonna give me a hug because there's hair in the windshield, and
How fast are you going?
I think it's the fastest I can on Tesla X.
And what happened to how'd you get in the accident?
I just crashed.
Intentionally?
I think so. I didn't care. I knew I was speeding. I just wanted to feel
bipolar patients are actually more like to. Oh my God. You're going to show me the hair? Do you remember it? Oh my God. Do you roll it?
3 times. So I was in the hospital. They had to check it.
When was this?
I'm going to tell the dates later.
But how long ago was this accident?
Few months. I would say few months. So yeah, I wasn't drunk.
Good.
Because I was working. It's not about being drunk. Because alcohol was not really ruining my life. It's the impulsive thoughts that I would buy somebody who I don't care about a Rolex just to feel bad for them.
That's the mania.
Yeah, I would do that. I was literally, this is somebody's birthday and I did not, something's wrong. I feel like I don't treat them. I feel like, I think it was an appointment. I was late. And I didn't reschedule on time. I feel guilty. And then I saw his birthday. I'm like, okay. So I ordering a Rolex. Not a boyfriend, not a husband, not a son. I just feel bad. And that's what I did. So that is not from alcohol. I wasn't drinking.
That's bipolar. And so describe to people the features of a bipolar manic or hypomanic episode, right? So it's speedy thoughts, not sleeping, inflation, like I figured it out. I understand everything now. The world's clear to me. Right. Impulsive thought, more likely to kill yourself than when you're depressed, actually. In a manic state.
I think that was a mixed episode I had.
Yeah,
I was like, yes, I can do this. I just have to go forward. And then I have this just
something.
Like guilt and sadness, like, wow, I've been betrayed by my husband, by people I work with, by people I trust to work to a show with. Everybody betrayed me. I'm just a piece of shit. So that it was a mixed state. I had tears, but also I felt very high.
Yeah.
I just had to go
excessive shopping, sexual acting out, all that.
Nobody want to fuck me, so that's we'll channel that out. I have to find out who should I fuck.
You were thinking that way.
I mean, I just I tried one night stands and it didn't work out for me because I got attached and I feel the shame that is so much greater than the pleasure of the sex. So I don't do that anymore. Not because I don't want to. It's just
there's too big a consequence.
Yeah, I can't afford it mentally. It got me into this spiral shame and sadness and being abandoned and loneliness. It got into a major depression.
Where's the abandonment coming from?
What?
Where does the abandonment come from?
I think I never had anyone claim me. Like I was abandoned since I was born.
So
I knew
never good attachments, insecure attachment.
Yes. I never had my mom and my dad we love you. We are here for you. A very get-go is that you are lucky to be here. You should be dead, but you're not because we care about you. But don't do this. If you do that, they manipulated you with that. Yeah, so that's what I know. My grandpa showed me real love. My grandpa is my father's side. He showed me the real love. And but I had to leave him when I got in middle school. I used to stay with grandpa when I was little, when mom was working in restaurants and hotel. But when I went to middle school, school became such a major thing. I don't see grandpa as much. He doesn't communicate. We don't have a phone. I can't call him, tell him what's going on. Even now? Now I don't talk to him so much, but I do support him financially. So I knew love from my grandpa. My grandpa always defended me. And I would be called out, hey, you shouldn't be doing this little play. You are not a pretty girl. Grandpa's like, no, she's the most pretty girl. What are you talking about? Good. And then they would have the little hairstyles for the pretty girls with braids long. And then the girls would help me with my hair. And then I would go home and cry. My grandpa would put the flowers in my hair and make a long braid for me. Be like, you are the most beautiful. That's the first person telling me I'm beautiful is my grandpa. So I felt something, love from him, but it wasn't consistent. Not because he didn't love me, because he's older. We don't communicate. It's not the Chinese people don't really communicate. It's just everything is not in the words. It's just in, you hold it down in your heart. It's heavy like the mountains, not really soft and beautiful like the water.
Well, it's not expressed.
Not expressed.
Yeah.
So I don't get the. So that's why I always end up with guys who want to love bomb me because I need words of confirmation. I never had that in my life.
And so why don't those work out?
They just need something from me temporarily. And when they get it from me, they just show me the other side. And I realize that they are using me. So I just move on.
What do they use you for?
Before I met I had a real love, this guy in college. But I was too stupid because he did everything right. He was sweet. He's there for me. He's handsome. He loves me. He's a scientist. He's not very wordy. He doesn't say cute things I want to hear as much as I want to, but he always show up. He's always there. And I didn't want to be with him anymore. I just thought he was boring.
Boring, yeah.
Yeah, but
clingy, boring, uncomfortable.
And just annoying.
So that's the abandonment and the trauma and all that.
Yeah.
And the alcoholism too. He wasn't an alcoholic.
Yeah.
So, just a simple thing, I think I mentioned to you last time, is that, all your traumas and alcoholic dad and all that will sort of form your love map or attachment maps. And so when you are really into somebody, like you feel lightning bolts, is going to be not a good guy for you.
Yeah, it is. Alert.
Yeah.
Red flag.
Right.
Red flag.
Can you tolerate being with somebody that's boring? No?
I'm too old. I can't actually.
You'd rather be with
I
nobody.
just need a nice person. I just need a nice person.
Yeah, that's boring, right?
It's boring, but I'm the crazy one, so it's going to be okay.
Okay, good. And how does comedy and bipolar fit together?
Oh, God. I felt like it was my security blanket.
Did the buying the club or changing
It's all bipolar.
That was in a manic state.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's I decided I started doing comedy. I was standing outside the comedy store, and I was looking at the comedy store, and I was looking
here in Hollywood or
yes, in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
It was 2019 probably November.
And your husband left when?
After my first baby, when I was pregnant, we decided to separate. So
Were you
that was
fighting?
2020. It was a lot of mental abuse, a lot of
was he drinking?
verbal abuse. He doesn't drink, but he's a narcissist, a controlling person.
And was your bipolar
He gave
active?
me alcohol. I told him I need to be sober. He said, no, it's just a drink. He would get me drunk.
Because you were manicky and he tried to bring you down with that or something?
I think so. I was too happy. And then then I got drunk. He told me, you are alcoholic, your father's an alcoholic. You can't leave me. If you leave me, you're going to die under a bridge.
Jeez.
Then I stopped drinking. Then he gave me alcohol. And then I got drunk. He told me the same thing. He actually doesn't drink as much.
Did your psychiatrist tell you to stop drinking?
Yes.
Okay.
She said that you have to stop drinking because you've been using alcohol as medication.
Any trouble stopping?
No trouble.
Okay.
I just need to help. I just need help, the right medication to help with
get your mood right.
My mood, because when I don't sleep, I can't think straight.
You have suffered a lot.
Yeah, I had no idea. I remember I was at comedy store. I look at 100 people waiting for the potluck open mic.
Yeah.
Evan, it's like you get picked, right? It's random, right?
Potluck, so they do it via email, and there's a list, and then after that, it's like,
Yeah, so I was like, I come here every Monday. It's been 6 months. I never got picked. If I keep doing not me. I haven't started doing 6 months yet. Like I have people telling me they go there for 6 months. They get picked once, right, Evan?
Yeah, usually, yeah.
And
One in 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get up a lot. No.
I'm like, that is
That's
not
insane.
gonna work.
No.
So I went on my phone. I started going to Zillow. And I said, let me find a place. I need to go to buy a place so I can do that. Then I found out this place was for rent. Then I drove there and I walked inside. I said, hey, this is like a sublease. So what's your deal? It's a clothing store. So I said, I'll do it. I'll do it. She goes, are you sure? I said, yeah. What do you want? Do you want to sell clothes? No, I'm doing a comedy club. She goes, I can you do it? I said, don't worry. Just give me the lease. That's what happened. And then next week I called this construction guy who was been renovating my apartment in Weiho. I said, hey, can you make a comedy stage? He goes, okay, pay me cash. So I said, okay. And he went there. I said, I want this and that. And then
it's pretty
later, it happened.
Intense that you can carry out and complete these extraordinary tasks.
I finished it. And then
I mean, most people look at something like that and just go, ugh, I can't do it. You just do it.
I did it. And I did a grand opening. We had champagne and sushi, all free.
Nice.
And I did a free mic for 2 weeks. Then everybody knows who we were.
Free stand
open
free open mic for 2 weeks.
Because it's a new place. Nobody knows. So I give flyers all over. I went out, give flyers to the Improv, the Comedy Store, the Laugh Factory open mics. People were like, you really bought a place in a month? I said, 2 weeks. They're like, are you sure that's like where? Is that like a little pop-up? I'm like, no, it's not pop-up. My name is on the list. It's mine. There's a marquee. There's a huge sign.
Are you proud of yourself for that?
No.
Why not?
I was just crazy, and I just want a stage. I don't feel proud. That's a problem. I can't feel
being crazy, and I don't think. First of all, I mean, maybe we shouldn't use that term because you may have been a little high, but you were not disconnected. You were doing something on your own. You were on your own behalf. You were doing this thing, and it was sort of extraordinary, and you completed it and pulled it off, and it paid dividends, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not feel proud of that?
I have a hard time feeling sense of pride
in anything.
In anything, actually. Also, if somebody likes me, somebody treat me nicely.
Must be something wrong with them.
I feel like they deserve better.
If they like you, there must be something wrong with them.
I'm like, you don't need to do this.
For Groucho Marx, right? Do you know Groucho Marx's famous saying that I would never want to be a club that would have, I would never want to be a member of a club that would have me as a member.
Yeah.
That's that same feeling.
Yeah, that's probably why my remember the guy I was raving about? The guy I love him. I don't want to say the word love.
Your last boyfriend.
I don't think it was a boyfriend yet, but we were going to go there.
Your last boyfriend. Not the one.
The boy I was talking to you and Susan about.
The one in college.
No.
The one we last talked about.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he wasn't love bombing me.
Was love bombing.
Was not.
Was not.
He was just being normal.
Yeah.
Taking it the right course. And I remember last time I saw him, we had a date. He helped me with a lot of my work. And he was lovely. We had amazing sex. He was sweet. We were cuddling. And the lights off. I was going to stay over. I got up. And I said, I have to go. He goes, what's wrong? I said, I need to return the car to my mom. And in the morning, I have to walk the dog. He's like, don't worry. If you want to leave, you can leave. I left. And I never talked to him ever again. I was also, I feel like I'm going to get into this mixed episode, going from the hypomania into a depression. I feel tears coming off I'm going to cry.
He got too close.
I was going to cry. I don't want to cry in his bathroom. He has work. So I don't want him to know what's wrong with me because it's too early to tell him what's wrong. I didn't have any medication. I know I'm going to cry.
Is that when you got help right then?
No, that was... 1 week later with me almost died. I won't deny it. The car crash. And with this, and
that's when you decided to get
all
help.
the stuff combined together.
Yeah, and
then my ex was leashing off at me with more nasty things coming from China on Friday. I felt that I am going to lock the door, lock from the inside, and tell my mom I'm not hungry. I'm on a diet, and not go out for 5 days. That I was gonna do that.
Go out
from my room.
Just stay in your room for 5 days, like you did as a kid.
Yeah, I'll talk to Evan to cancel everything. Tell them I'm sick, and I want to do that. I didn't want to kill myself. Definitely not suicidal.
Do you have suicidal thoughts?
Not anymore.
Okay.
With the children, with me getting more successful, I know there's a lot of things to live for.
During the postpartum, did you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's intense.
That's very intense with bipolar disorder with no medication. I told my ex, I said, I need
What's
to
wrong with
get
your
help.
obstetrician? Why didn't they?
I told her, she told me to see a psychiatrist. My husband talked me out of it. He goes, only crazy people see a psychiatrist. I said, I need the pills. He goes, no, you are weak. If you are not happy after you had a son, you are a bad mother.
Yeah,
no
boy.
mom is unhappy after they have a baby. If you are sad you had a baby, you are a bad person.
Did he not know
You should
what
be
that
shamed.
is?
He didn't believe in any of the, he's a Chinese person from China.
Okay. So
old school.
How do you
Anyone need help?
How do you feel about all this? You're being very honest about this condition that is very common.
It is.
Super common. You've seen it on Reddit. You've seen all the people there, right?
Yeah.
It's super common. It's super treatable.
Yeah.
It's one of the psychiatric disorders that I feel really, I mean, people suffer, and obviously you've suffered for a long time, but I feel really good about because we can do so much.
I really wish I really just started taking lithium when I was 19.
Of course.
It would
have prevented so much suffering from you.
Yeah, it's so painful.
And people don't get that part. In these mixed states, it's misery, and the depression is misery.
Mixed state is more likely to cause suicidal thoughts.
It's impulsive stuff.
Impulsive.
Jumping off a bridge and things. Yeah, because you start thinking about these big moves, big grandiose gestures.
Yeah, I do crazy things. I'm
like
just
what?
impulsive. Like I decided to just lock the door, staying there. Then I'm like, good things I'll lose a lot of weight in 5 days. Bad things like how do I cancel tour days? What do I talk? I have to deal with it after because I'm not going to disappear.
Were you aware all this was going on?
This part, the whole locking in for 5 days, she hasn't told me about. Everything else I know about.
Yeah, that was what I wanted to cope.
Have you helped her? Like, did you help her get help or anything? Did you train?
Yeah, I mean, I helped her as much as I can. Last week she was like, "I want to have a drink." I was like, "Absolutely not."
Yeah, so that was.
This is a good story, and it has a good outcome, and the prognosis is good.
I remember when I was in Kentucky, earlier on in Los Angeles, one of the doctor, before I got married to Harrison, one of the doctors said that, "You think you're just depressed? Give me this pill."
Oh my God! Then you got super manic.
Oh no! Do you know what happened to me?
What? I hate it when doctors, they do that all the time. They give you some Prozac or something.
Very high dose of Zoloft. Very high. Because
it doesn't have to be high. You'll still go through the roof.
I wasn't eating for a week.
Yeah.
So I said, I don't want to eat. I don't want to kill myself. Obviously not. But I definitely don't want to eat. I don't want to talk to people. And I don't sleep. And they think I was very depressed. After that, I remember I went to meet for a business meeting. I know where it is. It was in JW Marriott in downtown, up the Chinese restaurant, the duck place. I went there, and then I took one look at that person. I have never talked to him again. I just left. I didn't do anything crazy with him. But I went to the elevator. I think somebody's going to kill me.
Oh, you got paranoid.
I ran down to...
This is on the Zoloft.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I ran down to the parking lot. I started running, and the people started running after me. I locked myself inside of the car. I was certain I witnessed myself being raped and murdered. I see blood everywhere. I was screaming. I locked myself in the car. And then my friend came. I said, I was raped and murdered. I think I lost my legs too. They are out. He's like, you're fine. Then they took me to the hospital for a rip kit. I'm fine. Nothing happened. So I switched.
Did they identify the Zoloft as the problem?
No. They had no idea. So I decided to not take any pill, to not talk to any psychiatrist anymore.
No.
Because I think I can't take so that really a bad experience. So when my husband told me that you don't need to see psychiatrist, so I decided
But you see how delicate your chemistry is, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
I was maniac. I was hypomania and take that pill.
I know.
It
might have been actually manic at that point.
Yeah. Took me into a psychosis.
Yeah.
So that's the first psychosis experience I had.
Okay. And so that puts you in the bipolar 1 category, right? Mm-hmm. Once you have a manic episode, that's technically bipolar 1. Yeah. That was the first one?
Yeah, that's the first one. And I wouldn't say that suicidal was psychosis. It was just that I tried to end my life, and I saw this through, and I think it's a good move. And then I was lucky enough I called the guy I thought that was boring. I called him to apologize to him because I broke his heart. And he heard something. He's like, no, you're not doing anything stupid. think about Winston. So he talked me out of it. I went home. I decided to get a divorce. And I knew it. I'm going to leave my husband. That was just the seed was planted. And it took me 1.5 years to leave him. And I did. So that wasn't psychosis. So I had one psychosis episode. I remembered it. And
that's on the Zoloft.
Yeah.
And are you happy now?
I feel grateful now.
Yeah.
I can feel the grateful.
So gratitude is a sign that you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Gratitude and humility and those sorts of feelings are really positive.
Yeah.
So good. And you've certainly suffered enough.
Oh my God. Yeah.
How do you feel about telling the story?
I know me telling this is going to make a lot of people uncomfortable.
Who?
People who thought I didn't have bipolar, probably worry about working with me because I'm going to be in a bad mood. I'm going to be bitchy. But I just feel like it's been so long I wasn't treated. I suffered so much. If I tell people about the story, they actually won't be afraid of the medication. They actually would be helped.
So you will help a lot of people with
so.
Various psychiatric problems and mood disturbances really is what you're speaking to.
Yeah.
And people feel very ashamed of that stuff.
It's very shameful.
And I'm guessing, and it's just ridiculous to me. It's like having shame because you have arthritis. That's so crazy to me.
Yeah.
But it's not just you. It's just what happens.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing in the Chinese community, it's even more so.
Oh, you can't talk about it.
Right. So do you have any concerns? Do you want to address that here?
Yes.
What do you want to say?
I think I'll lose a lot of work in China because of I have this.
It's a good thing you remember
mental disorder.
Good thing you're an agent for the Chinese Communist Party because they'll have you back.
Thank God.
I saw that. I noticed. I'm always looking for evidence, Jiao. It's no way she's not. I mean, it's fine. She's still going to be my friend, but
I can give Susan all the juicy little scoops.
I know. I may need help someday. So,
I think the Chinese community, especially the rich and powerful people back in China, that will be something that they would put a red flag on me, be like, oh, she has a mental disorder. She's
well, again, maybe the fellow agents and things, but in terms of doing comedy over there or performing over there, how is that going to affect things? Because you're in treatment, you're going to be fine, you're going to be normal. Yeah. But what are they worried about?
I think we just don't talk about mental illness.
But are they coming? I mean, they have to if they're going to be a modern country, they've got to take care of people's brains.
Yes, I think because people are it's just so competitive. People just don't talk about feelings. If you say you are bipolar, they just like, oh, you are finding excuses for being lazy, for being productive.
You certainly heard that from your husband, your mom, your dad. And do you think that's just bullshit that people do to defend against admitting to themselves that somebody they love is sick? Yeah. Or is that really a cultural thing?
I think it's all of it. It's a cultural thing that mental, if you are not running out naked, killing yourself, you don't have any mental illness. Anything between like suicide and running out naked is lazy.
And yet in Japan, they are very aggressive at treating mental illness, right?
I think so, because Japan was so depressed as a nation after they lost the World War II. And Japanese people have this great sense of pride, and it's so easy for someone to just kill themselves. I feel like they had to do something about it. But the Chinese people, we don't kill ourselves. Like there's rice tomorrow. I'm gonna live. We have not as much shame as Japanese people.
That's good. That's good.
I obviously it's gonna be very hard romantically. A lot of men don't want to deal with a bipolar woman. I
don't know that that's true.
And it's fine. I can just
you said you wanted to be alone, but
for a while.
For a while.
Yeah. So I think I need to talk about it because I was so unhappy for most of my life.
Yeah. And
because I can't be happy. I'm just shaking from not sleeping.
It's terrible.
And then I got in this. My depression is very short, 2 days.
Well, that's good.
It's this paralyzing depression. I don't go anywhere. I hide in the bed.
That's the thing about bipolar depressions. They can be extreme. They're so biological that you just like can't move.
I can't move.
Yeah, sometimes you can't even think or speak and things. It's crazy.
My mom called me when I'm she called me, "You're being a dead pig. I'm going to bring you food in the bed."
Who said that?
My mom. Like a pig who died, don't move. But she understand it.
She did?
She knows my grandma's crazy. So she's like, maybe you have something from grandma.
So
she just bring me food in the room. She won't judge me now anymore.
Oh.
For being a dead pig. Don't move.
So is she supportive of you getting help?
Yes. She said, one day maybe you don't need the pill anymore. I said, Mom, I have to take lithium.
It's a chronic condition.
She goes, one day you're going to be good. Buddha's going to forgive you for all your sin. I'm like, what did I do? She goes, a lot of things. I'm like, I don't know why. She's like, oh, it's the past life, something like we kill snakes for the restaurant. Snakes are spiritual. You are getting punished because we sold snake dishes.
This is your dad's thing?
And, she had a hotel restaurant. They sold snake dishes.
So you're getting punished for her selling snakes.
Yeah, because snakes are spiritual, so they are punishing you to give you suffering. So it's not, you just have to expect suffering. But she understands when I am not moving. I'll stay in bed for 2 days. No. Not eat, not drinking, not nothing.
What do you want people to know about this condition? I mean, sort of when you step back and talk about it, you've told them your history. It's intense. Yeah. It's profound. People. Bipolar is if you are emotional, you feel really, really impulsive, and you can't control yourself. And the next moment you are just depressed, and you people leave you. Because they think you are crazy. It's not your fault. It's literally is something imbalanced in chemical imbalance in your brain. It's like diabetic. You too much sugar in your body. Exactly.
Some chemical is not balanced. There's a pill. You just take. It balances out. And now, it's not your fault.
And I want to be careful, because in this country, we both undertreat and overtreat with pills. Sure. We do both. There are plenty of bipolar people out there unwilling to take a pill who would just be benefited so much from it. And there's a bunch of people out there taking all kinds of pills that maybe should be on nothing. And sort of working things through.
That's so true.
Yeah. So we need to, it's worth saying, but if you have a really high quality caretaker, in a careful, well-trained, thoughtful psychiatrist and psychologist, whatever your team is. And most people should have a team, like you might, we talked about this last time.
I have a therapist and a psychiatrist.
Okay.
She's been working with me. I don't tell her the depression at all, but based on 2 years of her diagnosing me, my therapist, almost a year and a half, she told me, then I stopped telling her that I had this episode that I speeded so fast all the way to crash the car, and I liked it. I just think I want to do that. And she called the psychiatrist right away. She goes that psychiatrist like your therapist told me that you have a bipolar flare, but you're not honest with your past, the psychosis you never told her about. And so now we know it.
Were you ashamed of it? Or you
very ashamed. I don't want her to know.
Did you think no one would know what that was, or was something wrong with you?
Yeah.
Or so had you heard of these conditions before? Or you just said I
don't think I am bipolar 1. I maybe had a bipolar flare, but I'm definitely not bipolar 1. Being diagnosed as bipolar 1, to know that this is a chronic illness, you are going to have to take care of yourself for the rest of your life. You can't cure it. Like I take a lithium a month, I'm good now.
It's like a seizure disorder.
Yeah.
I think of it like a seizure disorder.
Yeah.
Like if you don't treat the seizures, they come back. They spring up, and you got to suppress them. Sure, it's scary.
I have to tell every guy I date, hey. Also, people say bipolar as a negative, like, oh, what's wrong with you? Bipolar? When people are being moody and like bitchy, like dramatic, like drama.
No, that's
drama
not
queens.
bipolar.
Yeah, no. Bipolar is it's just such a negative thing about someone. The society don't respect it, and people say it like, oh, you're bipolar.
Jiaoying, anybody that's going to love you is going to be fine with this.
Yes, and.
But I want to go back to the therapist. Is she Chinese?
No, she is. I can't pronounce.
You can't conduct therapy in Chinese.
She's Eastern European American.
But you do it in English.
Yeah, English.
Does that impair your ability to be understood or to feel like she gets you? Or
I think she gets me, but I try to not disclose things to her that I'm shameful about. That I delayed her diagnosis.
Will you maybe do that next time you see her, please?
No, I'm honest with her.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm like, okay, I feel so much better now because I was honest.
Yeah. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel good.
We have a saying in the recovery community, which is that you're as sick as your secrets.
Yes.
Secrets, hiding, shame, all this stuff is just depleting, destructive.
Yeah.
You can't progress. But I'm wondering, has she thought about any specific trauma treatments?
Yes, she think I have complex PTSD, which you told me. She said that, and I've been reading a book. The book you gave me too.
Waking the Tiger?
Waking the Tiger, yes. And she thinks that...
Did that make sense?
Totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, she think there's a lot of work.
God, there's so many people doing
trauma.
Great work these days. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I am a different person now.
Yeah.
I can actually, I wouldn't say happy because that's cheesy. Not happy yet, but I definitely feel grateful. I look at Winston, I'm like, damn, you're cute.
but happiness, it's kind of a funny thing, right? Happiness is not. When you were in that manic state, I bet you feel pretty happy.
Oh, I was so high.
You know what I'm saying?
I was I'm the queen of the world. I got to tattoo the queen of comedy on me because I'm the queen of comedy, motherfucker. Yes, I don't speak English, but who cares?
And so happy, you got to be careful with happy, right? Sometimes it's just feeling grateful, being nourished, having quality relationships, getting satisfaction from your work and that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's crazy because I'm on a date with this guy. He just on a date with the girl he likes. He wants to see more. I'm just like, I'm euphoric. I'm like, that's my husband.
Uh-oh.
I don't say it. I'm just like.
Does that happen every time?
No, only with the one I really, really like.
Okay.
But it's still too fast. But I don't say a word.
But
I tell my psychiatrist, I'm like, I'm going to marry him. She goes, uh-oh.
Good.
I said, don't worry, it's going to happen. You'll be in a wedding.
No.
I said, don't tell him. I'm like, I'm very proud. I never say anything to him. She goes...
It's not about that.
Yeah.
It's not about, trust me, if you'd said anything to him, he would have taken off. But not saying something is even more dangerous.
I don't say anything because I know I'm crazy. And then when he didn't, for example, on Sunday, we were going to go out and there's something came up. He wants to reschedule to Monday. I'll just block him. I'll be like, he's cheating on me. I'll just stop talking to him. I'm like, you're cheating on me. Okay. You're cheating on me, and
we need to get. You need to get that.
It's a hot Russian girl in the valley. I know her name.
And so what? Ukrainian chick.
Yeah. Enjoy all the sex you're having. I'm sorry. And he goes, "What? What are you angry?" I'm like, "You're cheating on me."
You actually said that to him?
I said, "You are cheating on me." He goes, "What?" He goes, "I'm just tired. I just flew back from Europe. I wanted to make sure when I see you, I am." Like, I have all the energy to entertain you, to make sure you understand you are so special. I'm not going to be sleepy. I said, no, it's okay. I know you are in love with this girl, Natasha, and I hope you guys are happy.
He goes, probably thought you were kidding.
Yeah, he goes, that's funny. Like, are you sure? I said, no, I hope you are happy. You are all the sex you are having. He goes, I can see you later. I said, no, I'm going to be gone. He goes, what? So I know it's very bad for when I like someone.
Right.
If I don't like someone, I don't care. It's just normal. But when I like someone, it ruins my relationship. If it's my bipolar, like it just ruins everything. I don't say anything. I won't say I want to marry you. I won't say a word. He think I'm like this girl who's cool, doesn't give a fuck about him.
So the bipolar needs to settle more.
Still, right? It's not helping.
Well, it's just it takes a while for it really, really to settle, and then the trauma stuff is all over the place here.
Oh yeah.
And so what does she want to do for that? Your therapist?
She wanted me to talk about all the events.
Just talk,
and also for me to practice boundaries.
Okay, sure, of course.
And do things that I love more. Like I do things that make me happy. Try to make time.
All basics. But I'm wondering if she wants to do something more specific, like EMDR.
Writing.
No, EMDR, the eye movement thing. It's like a hypnotic thing a little bit.
I want to do it.
It's a specialized treatment for trauma.
I want to do it. How can I do it?
You talk to your therapist.
I'll talk to her.
I mean, I'll give you some people if you want.
I would love to do that. She's going to write a letter to all the people who wronged me.
Who wronged you?
Yeah.
That you'll read to her or that you read to them?
Just not just for myself.
Good.
Send to them and not really send to them.
Gosh, well, you let your therapist direct your care.
I think that would really help.
Yeah.
I
mean, the kind of basic principles of 12-step would really help you too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
I don't know if she has any thoughts about that. Did she say anything about that?
With alcoholism?
Alcohol and sort of love addiction and all that stuff.
I think I probably have a love addiction. And I don't.
That stuff is so common these days.
I don't follow people. I don't go crazy, right? I'm very cool. When I know that something
I don't like Evan's look.
Yeah, right? And then
I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
I know I'm crazy. That's the beauty about it. Like,
I understand, but she's talking about the love addiction.
Right, Evan? I know I'm crazy.
Is it love it?
When I feel like I'm obsessed,
well, we got to talk about the word crazy. We're throwing it around a lot, and I'm letting you do it because you're a comedian, and we're making fun using that word. But people get offended by that word.
Yeah, I know.
You have to be very careful. I feel like words like junkie and crazy, if people with these things want to use those words, they should be entitled to use them. If that's how because it takes some of the heat off sometimes, you know. But other people get offended by it. So
yeah, I'm intense for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So the love addiction, you think that's a thing? Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I think too. Love addiction, where she just
also love anorexic.
Well, that's part of they go. They're love bipolar. They go back and forth. They and so
I'm also very avoidant. When I feel like something's gonna hurt me, I'm out.
You're dismissive avoidant. That's called.
What's that?
It's a certain kind of attachment style.
Yes, that is dismissive. Avoidant.
You should read about that too.
I read the attachment styles.
Did you?
It makes a lot of sense.
You're sort of disorganized, but you're also dismissive avoidant. Yeah. So
crazy.
No. Let's
interesting.
Let's go easy on the interesting. Let's go easy on the crazy.
People think I'm intense, Dr. Zhu. A lot of people don't like me because they think I'm too intense. I realize now why they call. I was very offended before. I would meet this guy. It's a business lunch. He'd be like, well, people say you are intense. You really are very intense. I'm like, I don't think it's a nice thing to say to me.
Okay, how would you describe it?
People just look at me and be like, I heard you are very intense. You really are very intense. It makes me feel weird. I'm just like,
how would you describe it?
I didn't bite you on your face. Like, what do you mean?
I think you're misconstruing the word intense.
Yeah, I don't think the way they say intense is a nice thing to say about me.
Well, how would you describe it?
Me?
Yeah.
I am very aggressive about what I need, what I want.
But that's more negative, I would say.
I guess. So.
Yeah, than intense. Intense just means you've got a lot of energy. That's all that really means.
Yeah, I just don't lie about what I want, what I need. But also, I don't take over people's space. I'm respectful.
You're respectful, I agree, but are you empathic?
What's that?
Do you appreciate what other people are feeling?
I do.
Or do you lose track of that?
I care about...
Or do you... She's what?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very empathic, but not about me.
Are you... Right. Are you... Interesting.
I don't care about how I feel.
That's the love addiction. Are you codependent?
I really think so. I don't want to admit it, but I would be cool enough to not talk to someone because I know I'm going to get hurt, but I'll think about them. I'll cry.
Right. So
sad.
Okay.
I just don't have anyone. I mean, I have my children. I love them, but I just feel like I need to find love. I'm never gonna find it.
Yeah, but right now you would go too fast. It wouldn't be the right person. That's that intensity thing. And intensity, by the way, is what love addiction is all about. You start looking for intensity rather than, like you said, about a half hour ago, you said, I just want somebody present, boring, that kind of thing. And that's true. That's what you need.
Yeah. So I looked it up for you guys. Dictionary of intense.
Yeah.
Of extreme force, degree, or strength, having or showing strong feelings or opinion, extremely earnest and serious. I would say that's all of you.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe a way that you might find it easier to digest would be got a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm. A dynamo?
Dynamo, yeah.
People call me a dynamo.
That's what they mean when they say intense.
Yeah. Well,
but there's an emotional intensity there.
I can't change. It's not going to go away.
Right. Who wants you to change?
Yeah. Be you. We want.
Yeah, we don't want you to change.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just so proud of you for telling the story. I think it's very courageous because I know the world you come from, doesn't look at it like I do, like diabetes.
I can only tell you. If I'm telling the world, I have to go from you. I'm not going to be able to do it.
I know it'd be hard because people get freaked out and scared of it. They don't understand how basic this is.
There's always a treatment there for me, and with all of my family, my husband, they all don't want me to get treated because they don't understand the illness and how
You're
it
breaking
can take
the
your
cycle.
life.
You're breaking the cycle.
It can take your life.
Think about
It can take your
what would
life
Winston
many
do?
times.
Think about it.
Yeah, and I'm not going to risk any of it anymore.
And you also have to think too, in terms of your let's just call it love addiction. I'm not sure what it is, but that intensity with relationships, you don't want to bring just anybody into your kid's life.
No.
Right?
No.
And so
yeah.
Ooh, I always get so tired by that's how I feel too. By the end of our conversations, I'm like, okay, need to go take a nap now.
All the things.
Because I'm with you. I'm staying with you.
Workaholic.
I'm staying with you the whole way.
Love addiction.
When we go through these experiences together here, and it's intense. It is intense for me. I don't know if you're as intense as it's intense for me to be with you and witness all this. And
so the whole when I went to have dinner with you and Susan, when I went to your house, I've been sleeping for 2 hours for months.
You didn't seem hypomanic then. Even though you were.
I'm trying to
Yeah, you're pretty good at it.
I was talking so fast about how much I love this guy. You were like, Susan,
That was at the comedy club. That's when you were really
also
spinning.
at your house too.
I don't
at comedy
remember
club
it there.
too. I'm also spinning.
Yeah, I don't remember it at home. I don't remember.
Yeah, Kobe was there.
Colby Psychic Coley.
Yeah,
Psychic Rebel Colby.
Yeah,
Susan's friend.
so she was there, and I was talking about how much I like him, how cute he is, and
Did Colby?
I hate Kobe. Kobe's like, yeah, that's your guy. He's 6 feet tall. He has a tattoo on his chest. He's half white. I'm like, yeah, that's him. Ugh.
Intense.
Yeah, crazy in a good way.
Yeah. So as you look forward, right? What do you, other than success, and I'm not sure what that is for you, like queen of the world, queen of the comedy world. But what does the next 6-12 months look like for you?
I think
Lots of travel, obviously. Healthy.
And well.
Get your meds straight.
Get my meds straight. Make sure I can actually function.
Do you push back? I forgot to ask this. I was going to ask this earlier. Do you push back on any of the medications your psychiatrist suggests?
This time, no. Before, yes. Before I refused to get treated, but then I knew when I was.
But they fucked up your treatment before. They
so
gave you Zoloft.
I just said, no, don't touch me.
Yeah, I understand. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But now you're not saying if she mentions side effects.
She explains.
They can test you now they can test your blood to see what you're likely to respond to and what you're likely to have side effects from.
We're doing a blood test in a week.
Good.
In a week.
Which test are you getting? Do you know?
I think she has a lab thing to check the lithium in my blood level.
Oh, that's different. That's lithium blood level. That's your thyroid. That's your kidney. Because kidney thyroid can affect by with the lithium.
There's other.
But you can also lithium. You don't have to worry about this test. But if they're going to put you on an antidepressant, also there are tests to check how you metabolize those things.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. So far this is working well. I'm going to keep the workout.
Are you
workout every day?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Are you balancing workout, diet?
It helps so
Are
much.
you doing any supplements?
I'm taking supplements, but I need to talk to you about Susan. I'm buying new supplements because I wanted to take it seriously.
I had you do True Niagen and Fatty, right? Those are the two?
Yeah, I need to get a list from you guys.
Yeah, those are really, I take those.
Because
I make the family take
Kat
those.
also take it.
And she got pregnant.
She got pregnant and she's got so healthy.
Yep.
When last year, she's like, oh my God, it's so hard to get pregnant. Dr. Drew is having me taking this supplements. I feel like more energy. And then boom.
Pregnant right away.
She's talking to me, but she wants to freeze her eggs.
I know she was already doing that. And I said, why don't you try this? Because we were getting some good results with it. She's in town.
Oh my God, maybe I can get pregnant with.
She's in town right now. She's in town right now. Kat's in town here.
Oh, she's doing Southern Oaks tomorrow night, right?
Correct.
I'm going to go to the boat with you guys.
Oh, Monday. Good.
I'm so excited.
Great. Oh, that's good. So Heather McDonald's going to be there.
I love that.
She's great.
She's wonderful.
Well, we're landing. Do you want to do more? I mean, I feel like we've sort of run the cycle. Do you know what that? It's a baseball term.
It's very hard to admit that you are bipolar 1. You have to have courage to accept that that's what you are. It's a lifetime of.
Well, can I make you feel better about that? What, do you have any questions about it? Because I think it's one of the most, to me, as God is my witness, it's like saying I've got diabetes once and I have trouble admitting that, type 1 diabetes. Like you shouldn't have, we're biological agents. We're biological beings.
Yeah.
The genetics come through. The environment has its way with us and amplifies those genetic tendencies.
Yeah.
And then we have things. We have all kinds of things. I have all kinds of shit too. I have OCD, I have anxiety disorder, and I have panic attacks. I had a mood disturbance when I was a kid, when I was like 19, and I have hypertension, and it's all the same to me. You know what I mean? I don't make those different. Now I suffer more with when I was 19. I really suffered. I didn't know what the hell was going on, and we didn't talk about it that much back then. And I don't suffer with my high blood pressure. But
yeah.
One affects my brain, one affects my body.
I feel like I'm learning more to not be ashamed about my condition is because if God tell me that there's a choice, I can make you healthy, I can take this all away from you since you were 16.
Right.
Would you choose that? I won't.
You wouldn't?
I wouldn't.
Oh, you wouldn't take your experience away?
No.
Yeah, it's you. It's who you
are. It's a part
are.
of me. That's made me, my mom said, you are not going to America. You are not going to go to America because I won't pay the tuition. I said, how much is the first year? She goes, $20,000. I said, if I can get $20,000 in 2 days, would you take me to America? She goes, sure. I took my bike. I was hypomanic. I drove to my friend's house. I went to her dad. I said, hey, your son is playing video games. You're nobody's gonna take your money. Your daughter is getting punched by her boyfriend, but I'll be successful and powerful. I will go to America. Can you be my godfather? He goes, let me call a feng shui master, and checked out that I'm good for him. I'm a snake. He's I think a horse, and then he gave me the money. I went to America.
It's crazy.
If I wasn't crazy, I'm not gonna be able to I'm gonna ride my bike and get 20 grand in 2 days.
Right. I have a tendency to be I have a little what's more or less called cyclothymia. Right. I get a little hypomanic-y and I had, like I said, I had mood disturbances, but my workaholism is where I feel sort of high, hypomanic stuff. I like it. I like the feeling, Yeah. And I have to be careful not to lean into that. Yeah.
So I think it's a lot of suffering. But I would not take it away. It's part of me.
Yeah.
The world is more colorful with bipolar people.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, are you kidding?
It's a kaleidoscope.
Look,
we see things different.
Yes. Look. What did we write plays and movies about? We don't, not healthy people being healthy. they are boring. They are boring. And it's the I don't want to say pathology, which we used another word a minute ago. Which was the other, you and I are using a lot of labels here today too, which is another thing we overdo in this country. We both underdo it and overdo it. I don't know how we get it wrong on both sides, but we do it. And so one of the things happening now with young people is they're over labeling themselves and then leaning into that. It's like, look, Jiaoying has the real deal, and I had the real deal with my panic, and so it was just when it makes you not function, then you need help. But you always want to do as much as you can with talk, with spirituality, with boundary setting and EMDR and trauma treatments and things. But sometimes you also need medication to really, because the other things aren't possible if you're crashing your car.
Yeah, you can't die. You have to be healthy.
And so, so diet, supplements, exercise, balance, sleep.
Yeah, sleep is so important.
Okay.
It's the first time in a decade I can sleep for 4 hours, 5 hours, 8 hours. 8 hours of sleep?
Yeah, it's amazing.
People have that? Oh my God.
I know, I have trouble with that too. But I'm thinking about loneliness too.
Very lonely.
Yeah. And friends are important, right? Do you have enough friends that
I have Carolyn, she talked like 10 people. So she's like,
no. You need friends. You've been a good friend to us, but I think you need to cultivate some friendships and things that'd be good for you. Again, I keep thinking some 12-step might be useful for you. You talk to your therapist about that. We'll maybe talk. Maybe on the boat we'll talk about love addiction more. So
I definitely have a love addiction.
Are we taking you out there? Because I think we're leaving from out here. Yeah.
Yes, you grab me.
Okay.
Because I'm by myself.
Okay. Well, we'll be your friends.
Yes, nice. I'll be on the boat. I can't swim, so
we'll put you on a life vest.
Nice. Yes. Yeah.
Why can't you swim?
My father, it's a different story. So he was gonna teach me how to swim. And one time he got drunk, and he was taking me on weekend, but he got drunk. He came on Tuesday to grab me from the school. I left with him, but the teacher didn't know where I left, so I ditched school. So he took me to the pool. I started drinking. Then he gave me this big donut thing. I was floating in the center, and I can't find him. And 4 hours later, it's 7 p.m. I can't find him. Everybody left. So the person who's gonna lock the swim pool place saw me floating in the middle and used the hook to drag me back. Be like, "What are you doing here?" I said, "My dad is here." He goes, "No, he left." So I was wet, waiting there for my mom to pick me up. She picked me up and she punched me on my face. She goes, "You ditched school. The teacher was saying that you left school." I said, "My father took me." She goes, "He's in the house. Why are you lying? Why are you lying?" I got home. I said, "Dad, can you tell mom you took me from school?" He goes, "No, I never went to school. What are you talking about?" And she slapped me again. Then I went to school. The teacher was like, "You are a liar. How dare you lie to your mom and make she think we're lying."
I think it's time for a modern Joy Luck Club. I think you need to write it.
So that's how I can't swim. And the next time he said, "Do you want to go swim?"
Bring that up to date. Let's do a modern version.
So I don't know how to swim.
Did you ever see that movie?
I watched it. I love it. I know Jenna Yan.
It's time let's bring that into the present. Let's do a modern version.
Me getting abused in China, Aquafina getting abused in Queens, and it will be fun. And Sandra Oh.
Aquafina had some stuff too?
I think so. I mean, she's a rapper. She got to be fucked up.
Do you know her?
I know her. She's a sweetheart. Nora.
I've only met her once, but I love her.
We'll do a movie together.
You're going to be in a movie together?
We're working on it.
Oh, wow. I love Nora. And she's a lovely. Jimmy O Yang's a friend of mine too.
Jimmy O Yang is wonderful.
Yeah. So, and you're friendly with him?
I know him.
Okay,
yeah.
Good.
I like him.
Okay.
Yeah, cute. He's Chinese. She's also Chinese. Yeah, you got Chinese friends. Maybe we want something from you.
I don't know about that, but
maybe we want some information from you.
But I know, it's funny genetically. I'm Eastern European, and so there's something about Eastern Europeans and Chinese.
Our mom being abusive? Yeah.
No, but just similar something. There's something.
Similar values.
Yeah, it's something very similar. And Genghis Khan and the Huns and stuff, they all came through that region and dropped off lots of genes.
Yeah, so we are all connected.
Yeah.
Somehow.
That's what it feels like to me. It's always kind of felt like that. And one of our sons, when he was a baby or child, really looked Chinese.
That's so cute.
And so we thought, that's all the genes coming back.
Yeah,
We're creating a Chinese kid.
And he married a Filipino girl.
He did.
Yeah. Love. Found his Asian lady.
Oh my God, you exhaust me. Not because you're intense, just because this is a lot of emotion.
It's a lot of emotion, a lot of traumatic. That's how I learned how to swim. I didn't know how to swim. I was just a whole circle.
It's terrible.
I got my mom punched me, my dad punched me. The teacher can't beat me in front of people, but they just pull my hair like this, saying like, "Don't lie, okay? Your mom accused us of lying about it. So your father came. We never see him coming. What are you talking about? Because he just sneaked in.
Oh boy,
he was drunk.
Well."
It was just a random Tuesday in my life in middle school. That didn't trigger my bipolar disorder. It just one day I just didn't want to go to school.
By the way, a pitch for your comedy. I get to see it evolve as you go. And I told both of you how I see the thought you put into your comedy, and it is fascinating.
Thank you.
Yeah. And unfortunately you had a dumb crowd one night when I was there, and they didn't pick up on it. Yeah. I'm like, this is so good. This is so funny and so subtle. They're like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, they're like, what?
They're like, so, but congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That's really, I see the effort you're putting into the craft.
And thank you for making it such a safe space for me to be able to tell my story about my struggle with my mood disorder.
Yeah. Again, we got to watch our language. I mean, this is your story. This is your life. This is who you are. I don't word like struggle. You suffered. You did suffer.
Yeah, I suffered.
And you're finding your way out, and you can help other people. That's really, service is an important part of
people too.
That happiness thing you were looking for.
Yeah, I want to encourage them.
And just keep going, keep doing it, keep and this story will evolve. You're going to do the EMDR and maybe do some 12
I want
step,
to.
and we'll
She
come
mentioned
back.
that. She mentioned actually.
Oh, she did say
She mentioned.
EMDR.
Now I think about it. Yeah, she mentioned that. I'm like.
That's what I would think.
Yeah, she mentioned. She. The more I unpack, she's like, whoa, what? No, she's like, oh.
Don't she goes.
You are very resilient. She tell me that you are very resilient.
You are very resilient. You should go. You listen to the podcast Drew and I have done.
Oh
you
my
get
God.
the whole story.
Yeah, should give it to her. Yeah.
But EMDR is sort of routine for what you've been dealing with, and so I would think, and you that will be an intense experience too, and then we'll talk about that. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm
we'll have a
excited.
part 3 as you
Ooh.
continue in your journey.
I'm going to become so healthy.
You are.
I'm going to be marrying a very boring husband, and you're going to be at the wedding. Be like, you're lucky. She's okay with you being boring because she's healthy now.
That's right.
When we're talking about comedy, Joe, do you want to throw out some dates?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Hi. I want to. Dr. Drew was telling you guys how much I progressed with my comedy.
I don't want to call it progress because your comedy's always been really funny.
Yes.
It's just so thoughtful now. I see the thought you're putting into it.
Yeah. Well, this is coming out on Monday, September 18th. I'm at Maryland in Magoobies in Maryland, September 18th. September 19th, Philly Punchline. September 22nd, New York Comedy Club. September 22nd, New York Comedy Club, 2 shows. Irvine, September 26th. Sacramento, October 6th. I'm doing a charity thing for October 9th for Asian American media. And October 11th, I'm in San Antonio, Texas. October 12th, Austin, Texas. October 13th, Houston, Texas. October 25th, 26th, Eugene, Oregon. Is Portland?
No,
Eugene, Oregon. November 1st is Poughkeepsie, New York. Sounds like
No, it's Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie.
Yeah. It's a bunch of colleges there and stuff. Marist.
Nice. Okay. I mean, this is a lot.
And how do you like seeing the country?
I love it. People
It's fun,
actually
isn't it?
like me. Which is
And
cute.
it's so different,
So
right?
different.
Is China different as you move around it, or not? It's different.
Pretty similar in terms of culture, but there's richer regions, there's the poor regions. But America, they have their own thing. Every state is their own little.
It's like a little country.
Little country.
Yeah.
It's what the distance from Los Angeles to New York is the same from Lisbon, Portugal to Moscow, Russia.
Well, the distances are huge. Yeah, the distances are massive.
Think of how many different countries.
Oh, in Europe, how much?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very fancy.
I'm so
Mexican.
excited for you.
Thank you. I'm so
I am.
excited.